I want to show you something that Debbie sent me. Now remember when I did the altered book? So Debbie very generously sent me images of what she made using my directions for this. And she sent me a photo of it, printed it off, cut it out, and that's the one that she's made. Isn't it gorgeous? Love it. Lovely and grungy and vintagey, just beautiful. So thank you very much, Debbie, for sending that. And then she also did, when I made the belly bands, so this is one of the ones that I did previously, she made some belly bands. And I did the same thing. I printed off her belly bands and then cut them out. And they're beautiful too. I just love the images she's put on there. I love the vintage feel of them, and they're just gorgeous. So thank you, Debbie, for sending me those too. So if you want to send me a happy mail, my email address is in my video description box. So if you want to send me something that you've made with inspiration from something that I've made, that's fantastic. I love that. Don't hesitate. I'm very happy to receive them. Okay, so that we'll call that hap email. So no postage. You can make this any size that you want with any size cards that you like. Just use 1/2 inch spacing between your cards for your score lines, and leave probably like 2.5 inches maybe between the end of the base card and the first score line. You'll see what I'm talking about as we get into this. Alrighty, so I've got a piece of paper that's 12 inches long and it's 4 inches wide. So this is going to be my base of my waterfall. So I'm going to score it in 1/2 inch intervals. I'm going to put 5 cards onto this, so I need 5 score lines, and I'm going to do this from the 2.5 inch point. So I'm going to go 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, and 4.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 score lines 1/2 inch apart. So this is really important. This is where your cards are going to get attached to. So you need to make sure these are really supple. So bend them both ways, backwards and forwards a couple of times. Get them nice and loose, because this is what's going to make your flips run smoothly. Okay, so you can see that's what you have. You got those score lines and they're towards one end. So started at 2.5 inches, so 2.5 inches from the end to the first score line, then 1/2 inch in between. 5 score lines for 5 cards. If you were going to put 4 cards, you'd only have to put 4 score lines, etc., etc. So you need another piece, which is going to work a bit like a belly band. And this will be what you attach your card mechanism, your flipping thing into your book with. So we'll talk about that in a moment. So what happens now is you attach the cards underneath the score line, not over it, not above it, but underneath the score line. So the first one goes here, and I'm just using these cards because they're excess. They're cards that I don't use anymore, and they're A6 size, so they're a good size for working in this sort of manner with. And I will paint over them to make them. Normally I would paint over them, but this is the 3rd time I've done this and stuffed it up each time because I've forgotten to press the record button. Well, I pressed the record button last time, but it wasn't actually on video, it was on photo. So took a photo of the start, and that's about it. Okay, so glue underneath the line, and I'll put that up to, but not over, that score line. And then you just repeat that process. So a bit of glue on that area there, that 1/2 inch area. I'm going to turn them different ways so you can see it more clearly. And that goes up to the next score line. Trying to get it as straight as possible, but my nerves are a bit frazzled at this moment. I think I need a glass of wine. It's too early. Must be 5 o'clock somewhere though. Alrighty. Number 3. Let's go back to this one. Up to the score line, but not on it, not over it, just under it. If you go over it, it won't flip properly. It's going to catch on the next card. Alrighty, yeah, let's go back to white again. So these, I'm only using these to show you how it's made. Now, once I get this together, I'm going to switch over to the one that I originally did. I had started because I didn't not record the whole thing, I just didn't record the beginning of it. Okay, the basic part. Okay, so we have 5 cards underneath, just butting up against the 5 score lines. That needs to dry before you do anything else with it. But what's got to happen on this last one at the bottom, the very first one you put on, that's got to be like a little belly band for this thing, because it's going to go over like that. It's going to go in under that, and this is where it gets glued into the book. So I need to create a little band for that to go onto. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute when I get this band on. Okay, so just needs to be able to move up and down. You can also, if you wanted to, you could have it going the full length across there, the full width, as long as it's wide enough for this to go through. Alright, I'm going to stick that down, then I'm going to let that glue dry. Actually, I'm going to make it a bit wider. Alright, I'm going to cut another piece. So about 1 inch wide is fine. Just under 6, so if I cut that at 7, that'll be plenty. Okay, so this is just a bit wider than that card. It's got to go on the bottom of this very first card. So I'm just going to bend it up around the bottom of that card, and then it gets glued on the back here, and that bit's going to go underneath it, and that's going to be the slider. Okay, so right on the bottom, you won't see it from the other side. And then this, okay, so this is what we've got. This is our base. We've got our 5 cards glued on there. I think that glue should be holding all right now. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's the top score line that goes under here, and this goes through under this sort of belly band thing, and this is what holds it into the book, this bit here. Okay, so I think I've caught up to where I started filming from. So it's stuck enough. I don't want to make it work if it's not sticking properly, so you can see a bit sticky there. Okay, that's how it works. So the first one you put on doesn't go anywhere. Let's number this again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he stays where he is. Now if it was a normal waterfall and you were putting it on vertically, it would be like this. But I want this one to go sideways. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Made it. Okay, let's see where we're up to. Alrighty, so I have my shopping bag book here. This one is made out of brown paper bags. And I'm going to glue this in here. Because this is a big example. You probably wouldn't make one this big, but I wanted to show you how it works. So I'm going to glue it on. I'll use this page because it's got a pocket on the other side, so it's nice and sturdy, and it's worked, like it's all dry and it's working, so I'll show you how that works. Okay, so sideways it's going to turn like that, and I'll probably decorate this in some way. So I'm going to glue this down to this page. So I want something really sticky. Okay, so I've got a power PVA glue here. I'm just going to glue that on with that. It's probably way too much glue. Just get rid of some of that. So this is the only part that gets glued to the book. Just going to let that get a little bit tacky, and then I'm going to glue it down. So I'm going to put it here. And let that dry. So it's stuck in there nicely now, and this is your tab to pull, so you can decorate this. You can put a dangle on it or a ribbon, something, and as you pull, each card flips over till you get to the last one. Last one sits there. So we get 1, 2, 3. You can see when I'm turning them, it's pushing the handle that way. 4, 5. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Simple. Okay, so as I said, this is just showing you the basics of how this is made. You could put it in so it was vertical, and it would look like this. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to decorate that up and then come back and show you. So I just thought that I'd use up some of the digital prints that I've got in my stash, and yeah, so I've just glued a different digital onto each page, or a different piece. Some of them are from the same kit. I just want something to go there. I like this creepy face. And stop here. A little Halloweeny. Just using vintage photo on the edge. Now what I want to do is to make something like I made in my other book, the nice chunky card with lots of layers of underpaper and things. Okay, so this is what we have. We're a bit sticky. Okay, bit of baby powder. We'll get rid of the stickiness. Okay, so 1, 2, another sticky page. Thank goodness for baby powder. Okay, let's try that again. 1, 2, 3. Come on. 4. That's a bit sticky. Okay, so every page has been filled up now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and you can do something with your pull tab to make it stronger, but that's entirely up to you. So I want to make another one of these, but I'm going to do it, I'm probably going to make it out of playing cards and alter them, and really significantly alter them. So they're nice and chunky and they've got that lovely tappy feeling that I really enjoy. Handling, the feel of and the sound of. Okay, so that's the basic of the Waterfall, and putting it into the book horizontally, you get it as a flip folder. And, well, you could put as many cards on there as you wanted to, I guess. Just depends on how big your book is. Alrighty, so we'll see you in another video soon. Take care, happy crafting, and hugs and cheers from Australia. Hooroo!